Coming up on Crossfire Collectibles, the JoyToy Corvus Belli Infinity, OCTAVIA GRIMSDOTTIR, and Monstruckers set. Stick around. What's up, and welcome to Crossfire Collectibles. Today's video, we're going to be unboxing and reviewing the JoyToy Corvus Belli Infinity, OCTAVIA GRIMSDOTTIR, the ICEBREAKERS Harpooner, and the Monstruckers Man and Woman. So this set, not entirely new, but fairly new enough, and we got the whole thing. So I had some credit. I actually picked these up on Temu, and we got them shipped to us. So here they are. I originally did buy this one, not gonna lie, but I did have credit left over from, just random other stuff that I purchased, and they were refunding me because it didn't arrive in time. That money built up, and I was able to grab these two. So unlike a lot of the figures that you would find on the app, and not necessarily KOs, but they do carry quite a few JoyToy, I was able to get these two probably at their regular retail price. So I was pretty happy with that. But let's go ahead and check these out. So before we look at them, I'm not a big Warhammer collector. I was pretty familiar with what the Monstruck is, some giant ground train. And then the Monstruckers were basically the technicians that work on it. I don't really know much about this ICEBREAKERS Harpooner, but I figure I can put them, with some of the Joes. She would look good maybe as a random, hey, this is Quinn's daughter, because she's got that, ice gear on. I thought that was pretty neat. As for these two, I can have them just, working around in a facility or something. But we're going to go ahead and check out the packagings on each. So here you have the Monstrucker woman. Not much to it. There you see the back. All the accessories the figure comes with. That was one of the main reasons I got these, because of all the accessories, and I just think they look cool. You got some good human figures that aren't necessarily the more cheaper ends of the JoyToy figures that you get. These are part of an actual set, and they're pretty nice. Here is the Monstruckers Man. Again, more goodies. It seems like she has a stand, but he didn't. And then OCTAVIA GRIMSDOTTIR, if I'm saying that right, the ICEBREAKERS Harpooner. To the back, a bunch more accessories again. You can see the logo on top and bottom, and yeah, that's pretty much it. So we're gonna go ahead and get these popped open and go over each, and then we'll give some final thoughts on them. And I think we're gonna go ahead and start with her, and she was the one I originally picked up, so we'll get her popped open. But first, please subscribe to the channel. All right, so figure number one, we're gonna go ahead and remove that plastic. All right, so here's the box for the Monstruckers woman, and go ahead and slide out the plastic engine, and there she is in the package. There's her stand, and now we'll go ahead and take everything out and show off the Monstruckers woman. All right, so everything out for the woman. We don't really need her stand. I was going to go ahead and take that out, but she seems to be standing fine. It's probably because those boots are like gigantic and she has good stability on them. But I will show off the stand. Large black stand, single peg. Not much to it. I'm going to go ahead and leave that in for now because we don't need it. Some of the accessories were on her, but I took them off, and we'll go ahead and go over everything. So here's her satchel, and this looks great. I love the detail on it. You got that nice brown. Got some silvers in there, as well as some more, I guess more metallic browns. But it looks like a good satchel. I like that a lot. She has an extra hand. And you see it's a fingerless gloved hand. You can see the socket on the back. So this is kind of a grip hand, but not entirely. This is probably to hold one of her smaller weapons, like the knife. Now, speaking of the knife, we'll come over to that. It's pretty nice. This was in the sheath on her back, so we had to take that out. Nice silver metallic blade, black handle. And if you wanted to go ahead and throw it into this hand, I believe this is what it would go into, because it seems like it's more of a fit. Yeah, there we go. So that's what that hand would be for, to hold her knife. Then her pistol. So all black. Pretty good detail on it as well. This was in her holster on the right side, so we had to take that out. And then she has this, I don't know what this is. It looks like It has that spinning cylinder, so it probably has a cartridge of some type. Maybe this is a small type of shotgun, something, I don't know, maybe they're laser cartridges. I'm not sure. Again, I'm not really into the Warhammer stuff. I just thought these looked cool and I figured I'd get them. But yeah, I'm not sure what this gun is. Please feel free to leave a comment and let me know. I'd love to know more about them. And then her larger one, so this is probably more heavy duty. You got the same type of cylinder on it, and there's a pump in the front, so possibly this might be a shotgun style weapon. And maybe not so much this, but it could be. I don't know. I really don't. But this looks good as well. All black with that kind of gunmetal airbrushed cylinder underneath. All right, so then you have this container thing here. So it's pretty neat. Looks like it's two possibly stacked. You can set them down like that or stand them up. I figured they'd be like a back piece or something so you could plug it on like a backpack, but it doesn't look like it. And I don't know if these open or not, but I'm gonna try. Doesn't seem to be popping open. Now, you figured it would, but doesn't look like any of these even line up to be able to fit anything. So maybe they're just for show. I don't know. But pretty neat. And then we have the Monstrucker woman. And here she is. You see she's got that blue and beige cap, baseball hat some type. A little bit of silver on it right up here for these little buttons on each side. She has a swiveling ponytail. The head's on a ball joint, so you can pop it right off and maneuver it around any way we want. It kind of resembles the Hiya Lady J figure. That's what it looks like to me, kind of in the face. So it looks pretty good, I guess. I could actually use this for an alternate Lady J if you think about it. But anyways, we'll check out her garb. So she's got those, I guess, beige also pants with that brown on it. Almost probably leather pieces, I would think. You got 66 on there. It's probably the number of the Monstruck that she works on. She's got that cybernetic gauntlet here coming down onto that piece on her hand. Black fingerless gloves on each, some bracelets. There's the holster sheath. She has another pouch back here with probably a couple tools in it. You have a couple of these grenades on the side. A little drop leg pouch down here coming down by her knee. And then down to her feet, which I thought was really cool. And these are those magnetic boots. So when the Monstruckers are working on the train itself, they got to throw these things on so, you know, they can stay on board of it. You know, chuck on down, take care of the work they got to take care of. Pretty neat. You saw a little bit of articulation on the head. You see the arms, they're on a hinge. You come out about that far. There's the hinge at the elbow, so it's single jointed. Arms can rotate a full 360. The hands are on a ball joint as well, and they can move all around. You can pop the right one off, and if you want to put the knife in there, but you have the gripped trigger finger hand here already. And then you have another similar kind of close clenched fist hand on the left. There's, let me see, some mid-torso range of motion. So forward, back, side to side, and a little bit of swivel. Down at the waist, same thing. Probably ball joints up in there, I believe, like most JoyToys. The legs up at the hips, ball joints as well. Leg come that far forward. With that holster, it's going to be a little difficult, but we'll just bend it around and come out about that far forward, and to the back, about that far. Thigh swivel, double jointed knees, and then down here at the ankle, right up there, you have this piece that can move up and down. And then these large hinges down here at her feet. There is a peg in them, I do see it. So foot can angle that far forward, that far up, and side to side pivot. So pretty cool for the woman. We'll go ahead and gear her up. All right, so there we have the Monstruckers woman all geared up. I just decided to go ahead and throw the larger shotgun type thing on top of those cargo containers. Keep that extra hand off to the side. Threw her pistol in her holster. Put the satchel back on her. Gave her the knife in the left hand and that smaller gun here in the right. And she looks pretty good. All right, next up, we're gonna go with the Monstruckers man. So once again, we're gonna cut this and pop him open. Here he is in his plastic dungeon. He does come with a stand as well. Let's go ahead and pop everything out and go over all of it. All right, so we got everything out. Just like the woman, he did have a lot of accessories already on him. So let's go ahead and review some of the things that were. And he also comes with a satchel. Same color, same design, just seems larger. And it has a different color of this up here. I don't know what that is, but that's on there, unlike the other. Just larger in scale, pretty neat. He came with the same pistol, and this was also in his holster, as well as the same knife, and that was also in the sheath on his back. He comes with this, and I'm sure this is some type of tool. Maybe that could be like a little charging magazine that it has in there. Maybe he holds this and he fucking hits something. I'm not sure, but this also looks like a piece up here he would like push in or something like that to trigger. Maybe he holds it. I'm not exactly sure, but according to the box, he's just holding it like this, kind of like some sort of wrench. But still, regardless, it looks neat and it's pretty wild looking. Next, he's got this submachine gun. You know, very cool looking. This has a pretty wild looking design to it. You could almost take like an MP5 and customize it and have something looking like this, but this is pretty badass looking. Nice stock. You got a sight up at the top. Big old banana magazine hanging out of it. And it looks like this piece would probably extend down and give you a little extra, but I don't think it separates. Looks like it could, but I don't think it does. But pretty neat. And coming over, you have this pretty wild looking, large, futuristic alien type weapon here. So you can see it's got white in it. There's a bit of dark green, some black, and then some metallic silver. So this thing probably packs a punch. If you are familiar with the game and you have these in your collection and you use them, please by all means leave a comment. Let me know what these things are. I probably could read up on it, but I really just wanted the figures because they looked cool. And then he has an extra hand. So this would be your right hand. You have a larger grip, probably to hold the tool here if you want it. But you got that glove, a couple of brown straps across it, fingerless of course. There's a socket at the bottom. And now we'll look at the figure. So here he is, give you a shot at his face. He also has some type of hat on. Kind of the same design, just a little bit of added extra color. He doesn't have all the grime, you know, in between those seams. And he's got that yellow marking on the front. So he does have this vest on. And the zipper, that is pretty neat. How it zigzags in there, kind of like a lightning bolt. It won't zip up, of course, obviously, but it looks nice. Got the yellow in it. Ring around. If you spin it around to the back, you can see it says Monstrucker. Like the woman, the man also has 66 on his leg. You see a holster over here, a pouch over here, and there's an extra pouch and the sheath on the back. He also has some kind of cybernetic gloves like she had, especially on that forearm. While hers was on the left, his is on the right. He's got some pretty large hands. This really looks like he could go with the Ninja Turtles from JoyToy that we've been looking at as well. So I'm seeing some things that would actually let them kind of cross over and interact, which is pretty nice. Same articulation as most JoyToy figures, ball joint at the head, side to side, back and forth, hinge at the arm, 360. No bicep rotation on this one, but he does have that rotation at the elbow where the hinge is. The hinge can come up and down. Ball joint in the hand, 360 in, out, down, up. With the vest on, he's got those two ball joints, one mid-torso and one at the waist. So lots of range of motion in there. The leg, that far forward, that far back, and out to the side. Thigh swivel, double jointed knees, and then down to the hinge peg. Allow the foot to go that far forward, that far up, and side to side pivot, as well as these little pieces in the back that can angle up and down. So pretty basic articulation. Try to go over kind of quick since I don't want to take up too much time on this video. But we'll go ahead and gear him up now. All right, so here is the Monstruckers male, all geared up. I kind of went with the way he looks on the box, so I think I'm pretty happy with that. So that'll be it for the male. Now we'll move on to our final figure. All right, so last but certainly not least, here we have OCTAVIA GRIMSDOTTIR, the ICEBREAKERS Harpooner. So let's go ahead and cut her out of the plastic. So once out of the plastic, the box looks a little bit better. So I'm gonna go ahead and take her out now. So there she is in the plastic dungeon. She also has that large black stand with a single peg. And then we'll get everything out and we'll go over it one by one. All right, everything is out. So her gear is a little different. We'll go ahead and show her off first. So she does have this large satchel on her. It's kind of wrapped around, and there is a backpack on. We can take that off, but we're just going to leave it on because it's a little too much. It looks like we'd have to take that backpack off in order to take off the satchel, so I'm not really worried about it too much. I did feel around on them, and it doesn't look like these open either, so you can't really store anything in them, which kind of sucks, but it looks cool. The color choice is very wild here. You have that purple and yellow, and then into some orange. There's some green on there. Down with the brown, more purple, gray, and white. So, pretty nice. I think she could definitely pass for a Quinn daughter, you know, if she went over to G.I. Joe. Definitely looks good. Give you a shot of the face. See, she's got the goggles up on her white hair. You got some snow airbrushed onto the boots. We'll check the articulation out on the figure while we have her out. Head's on a ball joint, forward, back, side to side, and can rotate the full 360. The arms at the hinge, out that far, they can rotate a full 360 as well, but it's limited due to the backpack on there. No bicep rotation, but there is some rotation at the hinge, in her elbow, down at the hand, ball joints, so the hands 360, out, in, up and down. Also some black gloves. You got the brown on there. Looks like there's some metallic silver on the knuckles. She does have the extra hand here. This is more of a holding style grip hand. And then on the figure over here on the right, she has that more gripped trigger finger. Mid-torso range of motion, as well as the waist. A lot of stuff around here, so we're going to be moving different parts out. That ball joint at the hip, allow the legs come out that far, this far to the side, and about that far back. Thigh rotation, double jointed knees, and then you got that hinge peg down at the foot. Allow the foot to go that far forward, that far up, and a side-to-side pivot. So she also has a holster here on the right. So she does have some weapons, and it looks like a few are a little different. So let's go over them all. She has this little hatchet here. You can see it's got like kind of a heart design up front, a little hook in the back, blade in the front, black handle, loop at the bottom here. Definitely probably for chopping through some ice. But if she's gonna dual wield, she's got this little ice pick here. So you see the front coming out, pretty much the same, except there's like some diamond type designs on there, not hearts. Little saw, hook, black handle. She could be trying to climb outside of a mountain, you know, chop, 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 chop. Pretty nice. Her pistol, a little bit different. This is more of a kind of a 6-shooter style revolver. Very Star Wars just looking. Kind of reminds me of Cobb Vanth's gun. But this looks really cool. If I could customize, you know, some type of galactic, you know, universal 6-shooter, it would probably look something like this, because that looks pretty badass. And then she has this semi-automatic rifle here. See the grip in the front, magazine in the back. You got that metallic silver down here at the end of the barrel. Probably a sight and scope up here at the top. This looks more realistic, just modified quite a bit. Definitely cool. And then finally, she's got this long, I think it's some type of launcher. That's what I would guess. You see the black, it's got silver, it's got the yellow in it. So it looks like it has probably some type of cartridges in it. This might be a round right here, so maybe they're up in there, you know, shooting off. It's probably some type of like crazy alien futuristic bazooka. My guess anyway. So now let's go ahead and gear her up. All right, so here is OCTAVIA GRIMSDOTTIR. I decided to gear up like this. I just gave her, you know, that kind of ice pick axe right here and the hatchet in those hands. I put the pistol in the holster, left the extra hand off. I decided not to give her any of the larger weapons, but I think she looks pretty cool like that. Maybe she's, you know, just out trekking in the snow one day. I didn't see a spot on anywhere to be able to kind of hang these weapons off. Well, it'd be nice if we could. We can probably jam that up in there a little bit to get it to hold, but I'm not too worried about it if we can't. And we could also probably hang these off of the strap on her leg, so at least she could have something. But I think this bazooka or rocket launcher is a little too much, so I'm not really going to worry about that. But then let's go ahead and put them all together and compare them. All right, so here they are together, and I think they look pretty good. So we're going to go ahead and toss these all up onto the turntable. We're probably going to use a larger turntable for the three of them, and then we'll give you some final thoughts.
Crossfire Collectibles.
Crossfire Collectibles.
Crossfire Collectibles. Crossfire Collectibles.
All right, so here you have it. This is the JoyToy Corvus Belli Infinity. These are the Monstruckers Woman, Man, and OCTAVIA GRIMSDOTTIR, the ICEBREAKERS Harpooner. So, nice little set here. Once again, like I mentioned, I'm not really into Warhammer. I don't know too much about them. I just thought these figures would make some cool additions to any of my Joe dioramas. Definitely with the two Monstruckers, I think they'd be great for technicians for some sort of Joe headquarter area. And then for the Icebreaker's daughter or Harpooner, whatever she is over here, definitely I would like to introduce her as a type of new character. Quinn's daughter comes to mind, and I think that'd be a perfect addition for it. I think she looks great. Probably my favorite of the three is definitely her. The colors really pop. She gives me kind of a very much Jubilee vibe, you know, probably just looking at the colors and the figure itself. But overall, the figures are great. I love those magnetic boots. Them things are really cool, especially for the female and the man. The extra weapons here, I'm not really too fancy on the big guns. That's probably something I could deal without, except, you know, maybe the shotgun. I do like that one. This is a little too much for me. The bazooka, I don't really have any use for a mountain climber or icebreaker or whatever she is to use the bazooka. Well, it makes sense, even though she is an icebreaker's harpooner. But would you really need like a rocket launcher to bust through, you know, the ice to be able to get in there to harpoon a fish? I don't think so. She seemed like she would be probably more old school. But anyways, cool set. If you're a collector of these, by all means, pick them up. I've got them. I'll probably pick some more up down the road. Not of these. I don't think there's any more of these coming out besides, you know, different type of alien species or whatever that's involved with this type of game. But these figures are cool. I'm enjoying them. I'll be happy with them. And yeah, that's about it. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed what you saw. If you did, please, like always, leave that giant thumbs up. Subscribe. Tickle that bell so you're notified when we post future videos. Be sure to follow us on social media, and we will see you in the next one. Peace.